When we talk about structure, the first step is the entire organization should be divided into 4 or 5 departments. There is no hard and fast rule for doing this, but I can suggest a model organization structure based on these divisions: marketing and sales, supply chain, finance and accounts, HR and administration, finally IT and systems. This is just a model structure which anybody can follow for a smaller organization. But most importantly, having decided the structure, it is important to fix the activities which are going to come in each of the department, so that you are clear about how many people you require to handle this set of activities, what are the competencies that are required for these people to deliver appropriately in their respective departments. A process means looking every activity as what is the input, how does it get processed, and what is the output, right? That is a fundamental aspect in process approach. Second thing, it is the responsibility of the top management or the entrepreneur to set the process in each of the various departments and to enable such process to happen, so that the entrepreneur can ensure whatever methodology that is being followed by the various departments is as per his requirement or the best practices that are to be followed for bringing the success in an organization. And the entrepreneur can make sure every process or every activity, every sub-activity is run or managed in such a way that it delivers the appropriate output. Second objective for doing this is perfect coordination between the various departments. Often inefficiencies get built up in an organization because of lack of interdepartmental coordinations. A lot of dependent activities will be there between the various sections and departments. How to make sure there are no bottlenecks? Only by setting the process, putting things into a proper document and communicating it properly and implementing it appropriately. Delegation basically is to make sure you are transferring the responsibility of completing a task to the next level person along with the appropriate authority that is required to complete the task. So always responsibility goes with authority. Without authority, it's difficult to perform and complete our responsibility. So just think, you have various managers, various people assisting you in running the businesses, whether you have empowered them with authority in taking decisions, managing things, managing people, etc., etc. So primarily, in a review mechanism, we will be talking about 3 aspects: monitor, review, and control. How do you control a process? Only by monitoring and reviewing. Monitoring can happen depending upon the parameter. Certain parameters need to be monitored concurrently, seamlessly. Certain parameters on a daily basis, certain parameters in different periodicities. So a review can happen on a daily basis, weekly, monthly, or even annual review, depending upon what parameter you are going to review. Talking about management information system, which we call the pulse of the organization or the lifeline of the organization. This obviously has to be in various periodicities. For example, there has to be certain daily MIS from the various departments, various heads of the departments flowing into the promoter or the entrepreneur. There has to be weekly MIS and also monthly MIS reports. When we say MIS reports, this should cover all the critical measurements and or parameters of the various resources, functions, and departments of the organization. What is MRM? Management Review Meeting, which again should be chaired by the top management, CEO or the entrepreneur. And this MRM definitely should be minimum monthly once. And there has to be structured templates, reporting structure, formats, and everything from each of the departments and functions, profit centers, cost centers, everything. And needless to say that it is not only important to report the operational aspect, also the financial implication in the form of budget, variance analysis, budget versus actual, P&L account, balance sheet, cash flow statement, receivable statement, payables statement, etc., etc. Now, when we say improvement, again, we should not get into the mode of, okay, I want to improve everything by 30%. The 30% will come not on one day, not on one go, not by one effort. Every month, if a particular parameter is improved by, say, 5 to 7% or 8% every month, but the parameter improvement is there. Cumulatively, you would have grown more than 30% at the end of the year. It is like that, looking at the micro detailing and then moving it bit by bit and degree by degree, you will be able to make a significant improvement in various processes. So have an eye for improvement in the various management aspects, and every review meeting should insist on whether this process is improving or not. One of the key decisions an organization has to take is how much to buy, how much to stock. Very big question. Lot of times organizations face either excess inventory holding or shortage in raw material holding. Both will result in multiple problems. So how to identify the optimal inventory? There are several scientific methodologies which can be adopted. There are amazing software solutions which are also available for each and every industry specifically. If it is auto components, there are certain solutions. If it is retail businesses, there are certain inventory optimization solution, so on and so forth. So depending upon your product category and industry, you need to find out the tool to manage it. But the most important principle to be kept in mind is to keep your inventory holding cost to the least possible level. To put it simply, don't just look at your profit and loss account. Profit and loss account is one parameter, one measure of the business. Ultimately, what is the cash generated and what is the cash collected and what is remaining in my system as absolutely available, accessible cash. That is a very important parameter in which you should measure your business. Right? So far we have seen the various guidelines which you should follow for an effective cash flow management, and go deeply into each and every line item of the cash flow cycle so that you build efficiency everywhere, which will result in a very good cash flow situation, which is a very important success factor for your future investments and future expansion.